It's showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Saturday Matinée from True Story FM, our weekly show in which hosts from across the network gather to talk about news, reviews, new trailers, and the hotly debated weekly list challenge. I am the very prepared Mandy Kaplan, and I'm joined by the incredibly funny and charming Tommy Metz.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. Oh, prepared one.
I didn't really have a choice. You signed up for the slot. And
Good point.
like you make it sound like, welcome to my show. And the incomparable, lovely Krissy Lenz. How are you?
Hi, I am too. So prepared. So happy to be here and so happy to be putting together this very prepared and polished podcast with you two wonderful people.
Yes. Good morning. Is anybody watching anything they want to talk about?
I'm finally watching Reboot, and I'm loving Paul Reiser so much. He sort of has been out of my purview for a little while, but then I think he's like the best part of it with Judy Greer next in line. It's so much fun. It's so funny, but Paul Reiser is the one that's really getting me. And surprisingly, the one that I think is getting sort of short shrift in that he's getting the most straight up sitcom-y stuff versus the fun meta stuff is Keegan-Michael Key, who I've always believed can do no wrong. And he's not doing a bad job, but he's like, all of his stories are the ones I'm least interested in, which I never thought would happen.
I love
Paul
the
Reiser
kid. I wish I had his name off the top of my head.
Oh,
but
yeah.
He's stealing it for me. I think he's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that show. It's great. And I love to see Johnny Knoxville like not getting beat up. Although
not
he does
crawling up a bull's ass.
Yeah, he does get beat up a fair bit in the show though.
I'm sorry. I think my computer glitched. Did you say up a bull's ass?
No. Oh, Zoom. Oh, weird. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. He is polarizing. I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, he's terrible. Why did they cast him? He's awful. I hate him." I find him harmless. I have a friend who's weirdly in love with him, which is that's not okay. Especially now in light of the new bull's ass revelation.
Yeah. It's tough.
Krissy, what are you watching?
So I watched the 1996 Michael Bay classic The Rock this past week. The
Nicolas Cage,
Sean Connery, Ed Harris, like every other action movie person in the world. We were just scrolling looking for like action comedies to watch as a family, and we watched The Rock. It was great.
That was my favorite of all of the Michael Bay movies when he had that huge run of everything. But then there was still like that horrible, like, I hope you have insurance. Like all of those like one-liner things that we were still doing.
Yeah.
You're the Rocket Man. Yeah, they're terrible, but when you look back on them with irony, it's quite charming.
Yep.
I don't remember if I ever saw that one, but there was definitely that time where it felt like they were all coming out and they all starred the same cadre of guys, and yeah,
I get confused about what's in Con Air and what's in The Rock because they're so the same.
Those are the two that came out around exactly the same time. We are doing the second season of White Lotus, which
me too.
I'm only 2 episodes in, enjoying it more than I thought I would.
Good.
And I got Paramount because Inside Amy Schumer's back.
Oh.
And I have a mad, passionate love of all things Amy Schumer. And it is so political. It's almost too much for me. Like in this day and age where everything is political and politics are so charged and unhappy, it's like, my husband, Jared, was like, I can't even go there because I don't want to joke about politics yet. And I'm willing to joke about it, and she's the best one to do it. But I wish she would take every other sketch off. The ones that are not political turn political halfway through. It's just so political. How many times are we playing a drinking game with the word political?
Yes.
Yeah, and everyone's drunk.
Woo! I did it. But I'm gonna watch everything she ever does. So Inside Amy Schumer on Paramount.
Is there other things on Paramount that I would be interested in? Because I feel like a free trial coming on.
The Star Treks, right? The Star Treks are on Paramount?
That
is
not
that right?
for Tommy Metz.
Oh.
Yellowstone. Everybody loves Yellowstone. The other thing that I'm watching is the second season of The Vow on HBO.
There's a second season of The Vow?
Krissy. I think they've aired 4. And I want to say stick with it because I think it starts off a bit slow. Mm-hmm. And spoiler alert, he's in jail. We all know that. That's international news. So all that ticking time clock of like, are they going to get him? Are they going to get him? Is dissipated. So I found the first couple of episodes a bit slow because we know they got him. But then now we're learning stories we never knew. We're hearing some twisted stuff. So
I know what I'm doing tonight.
Let me know. Let me know on the Discord. What you think?
I'm excited to watch Inside Amy Schumer, too. I didn't realize that she was back. So now I've got 2 things to watch. Yay!
And this is why we're here, to help each other in our watching worlds. Oh, words are not my friend. Tommy, I want to make you some soup. So while I'm making it, could you tell us, you had an article you wanted to talk about?
I did. It was in the New York Times, and this is exciting from definitely me, maybe Krissy, not Mandy. So I'll keep
that's
this
why I'm
quick.
making soup.
Yep, but there is a chance they're in advanced talks. Jason Blum and James Wan, the 2 biggest horror producers that we have right now, are maybe going to be merging their companies, and that would be like. I mean, because Blumhouse has made, I never know if it's Blum or Bloom, has made $5 billion in ticket sales. James Wan is behind like The Conjuring and all that stuff. So these are just huge powerhouses. I'm excited about it. And then I'm also like, I usually like competition. I'm not a big fan of companies taking over other companies or merging together. But for this, if it allows them to have even a little bit more freedom for things, then I'm all for it. And their first one that they've teamed up on is Megan. Have you seen that?
She chose it last week. I was going to choose it this week.
Oh, really?
It looks so good.
The creepy dancing doll.
Creepy dancing doll. Yeah. That's so their first. Scary. They teamed up for that. So I'm excited for them. And I hope that that all works. That would be Blumhouse and Atomic Monster joining together. The end.
And I so hope that they are not the Brad and Angelina of horror. I hope they make it last. You know, when 2 powerhouses get together, it's always risky. Brad and Angelina, topical. I know. All right. This brings us to our trailers, which I, of course, watched well in advance and have taken
Look at her.
Just so many notes. But I chose a trailer. I got in there first, starring several of my favorite people in the world, including Kristen Bell, whom I'm madly in love with, Allison Janney, who can do no wrong, Ben Platt, not for everybody. I'm a huge, huge fan. And this one is called People We Hate at the Wedding.
Did my daughter Eloise come?
She left a note for you.
We can just read it ourselves. Okay, you're going to do it.
Dear Mum, Alice and Paul, all I've ever wanted was to feel like a part of this family. I thought maybe my wedding would be a chance to reconnect.
No fighting!
But I see now that maybe we were never really connected. Wow, that's a real shame, isn't it?
Hi, sis.
Oh my God, have you seen this invitation? Are you going to the wedding?
Eloise is our half-sister, which means we can half-ass the relationship.
My rich sister chose to stay in London and shove fish and chips up her butt.
That's not how you eat them.
This is nice. My company upgraded me?
Very cool, country mouse.
I figured that everyone in business class was going to be hot and mean like you. They got Paddington on this flight? Stink.
My sister's the worst.
Thank you for coming to England for my nuptials.
She's like Net-a-Porter, and I'm like Nordstrom Rack.
Alice, the wine is spilling.
You bet it is, Mom.
She sounds like a monster.
So lovely having you all here. Only 72 hours until the big I-2. Oh my God, Alice.
I'm fine. I think I just had some bad chicken.
Have any chicken.
I was in your wet dream.
It's wonderful being here with my children and all their friends.
You know, he's not my friend.
You know I support you. Excuse me, sir?
Yes.
He's my son.
What's happening?
And they do sex things. It's A-okay with me, and I'm proud.
I'm getting married and it's not gonna be okay! From this moment forward, you will behave like a normal family who is here to happily celebrate a loved one's wedding. Is that understood?
She's even prettier when she's angry.
Absolutely radiant.
Apparently, it's based on a beloved novel that I've never read or heard of.
Yeah, me either.
And it has all those amazing actors and all the ingredients of, like, you know, angry, resentful people at a wedding, getting drunk and traveling to London and hating their sister. And yet it is not a funny trailer. And I don't know why.
It thinks it's funny. Like it's cut and timed like it's funny, but the jokes aren't really showing up.
Oh,
but
it thinks it's funny.
Yeah,
What I'm
it thinks
interested in-
those are the jokes, like especially that scene with Alison Janney and Ben Platt and his boyfriend, where she's like, "They do sex things and I'm okay with it." Like, oh, okay, that's trailer material, baby.
And that feels like a very outdated Will and Grace circa 1993 joke. Like that doesn't.
Maybe is the beloved novel a recent beloved novel? Maybe it's been beloved for a while.
Oh, that's interesting. If it's just been around and they finally found it like under a cabinet or something.
Let's do this.
I am a big fan. The trailer is made this way. It's unclear to know if the movie's like this, but I'm always a sucker for we open and everyone's in jail. And then we have to go back and find out how they got there. I always like that idea. So
yeah,
if the movie is like that, then I'll see it. But no, I agree. I kept waiting to have as much fun as the trailer was having.
All right, so none of us were charmed by my trailer, which found itself very charming.
I'm still excited for it, though. I'm still going to see that movie, and I'm still excited for it, just based on the cast alone.
Okay,
agreed.
You let us know.
Okay,
or you let me know. Apparently, Tommy's in.
Will do.
Next in was Tommy.
I almost stole your top spot because the Whale trailer debuted, and that's an A24.
Yeah,
but the trailer is terrible. It's just I think. I mean, there's nothing to it.
Right.
It's a picture of a window, and then he's like, "The world is great." The end.
Yeah.
It's a very just rolling on. They made it in a day, and it's just rolling on his face. So instead, honoring my job to pick the biggest bummer of a trailer every time, I chose. This is the follow-up from my favorite movie of its year, The Father, starring Anthony Hopkins. This is Son.
You can't just show up here with no warning. What's the problem? Did something happen?
Yes.
Nicholas has come to live with me, and he's improving, but he's a little fragile.
Is that why you came to see me? You're blaming me for what happened?
He's different from the others.
What makes you say that?
Why don't you answer me?
I do answer you.
The look in his eye is disturbing.
She wants to turn us against one another.
Back then, there was so much joy in our family. I feel like a complete failure.
If I'm like this, it's your fault.
What have I done? What's my fault? Haven't I always done everything for you?
I have the right to reinvent my life! It is my life! Everything okay at home?
Yeah. Everything's fine.
Did you guys see and or like The Father? It's rough stuff. It's all about getting old and aging, and it's almost plays like a horror movie at times, but it was my favorite movie of that year.
Wow.
So The Son, I mean, it's just another really deep dive into family dynamics, and it's probably going to hit me right in the daddy issues and all this stuff, but I love the cast, and just on the strength of The Father alone, I'm interested and excited to see this. I assume you are not, Mandy, as someone who has a son.
I couldn't even quite get what it was about. It just seemed very dark, very depressing, very tense and sad. It without enough intrigue or
like a hook
to make me say, "Ooh, I need to see this," even though I very much like all those actors.
Agreed.
Especially Zen McGrath. No, I don't know who that is. I just thought it was a funny name.
I like his name, though.
Yeah, it seems beautifully shot and wonderfully acted. If I want to, have a tense family situation, I could just, experience Thanksgiving. So
Oh, let's go there. Forget your trailer, Krissy. What's going on, baby girl? You talk.
Well, mine's the opposite of the tense holiday family drama. It's the freewheeling, fun-loving, silly Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
I just saw on the calendar that right now on Earth, it's almost Christmas time.
We don't have time for trivialities like Christmas.
But Peter's so sad about Gamora being gone. Maybe if we go to Earth for a really wonderful Christmas gift, it would make him happy. Something special he will never forget.
What about someone special?
We're looking for the legendary Kevin Bacon.
We're looking for the legendary Kevin Bacon.
I just said that, Drax.
But your voice is small and mousy. I think maybe he didn't hear you.
Ah!
You're coming with us as a Christmas present. I'm Groot.
It seems silly. It seems goofy. It seems fun. I love a holiday special. I like the idea that like maybe they're going to try and recall the nostalgia for the Star Wars holiday special that wasn't that good, but became beloved. And I think it looks like a lot of fun. What did you guys think?
It's not my thing, so I have no frame of reference for it.
Mhm.
You know, I think for Guardians lovers and Marvel lovers, they'll love it. I'm sure Casey will watch it. But
And Kevin Bacon kidnap lovers.
yeah, well, who doesn't love that? There's nothing about it for me per se.
I think it looks fun. It reminded me of the trailer. I didn't watch it, but the trailer for Hawkeyes had his own little show, and it seemed like fun and like very humor based and kind of meta and all that kind of stuff. So I like those ideas for it. I don't have Disney, so I probably won't be able to watch it. But and it also, like, they keep putting Star-Lord in the trailer, but he's in the same place.
Yeah.
In the 3 times you see him. So this is like the B team, right?
Yes.
It's just Dave Bautista and Weird Eyes.
Yeah, it
going
seems
on
like
that.
they're
Okay.
having their own adventure, and then Star-Lord will be in probably the beginning and the end.
In the very end.
I'm assuming that's Chris Pratt.
That's Chris Pratt, yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. But no, I thought it was a really fun. I laughed, and when they said open up for Kevin Bacon, and it was actually Kevin Bacon, that's really I like that stuff.
Yeah.
So
He
I think
likes
it's
to
fun.
do that, Kevin Bacon. He likes to play himself and lampoon himself, and I am down for it.
What else has he done that in? That's
On
interesting.
Will and Grace,
Got
which he says is the thing most people stop him on the street about.
Really?
Yeah. With, 200 films in his canon, people want to talk about how funny he was on Will and Grace, and he was.
I want to talk to him about Stir of Echoes. Real echo head.
Or The Woodsman, right?
Yeah.
So
fun.
Krissy, that's on Disney Plus. When does that release?
It comes out November 25th.
Fantastic. Very soon. And as I slowly tell you that The People We Hate at the Wedding looks like it's on Amazon Prime on the 18th, which means it's out when you're listening to this. You can see it on Amazon Prime. Did I give you enough time, Tommy, to find out when your movie drops?
100%. And mine is released on November 25th, 2022. So if you don't have anything else going on the 25th, go see this movie about sad parents.
And that's a little segment we call trailers. Now we are on to my favorite segment we call games. Games.
Yay!
Okay. So I have with me live and in person here a horror lover and an 80s movie lover, right? Those are the 2 genres you feel most comfortable in. So I developed a very personal game where Krissy's going to get 80s movies and Tommy's going to get horror movies. But I, of course, like bad movies. So I looked up really like the worst movies in those genres, like on Rotten Tomatoes, 0% kind of movies. And I wrote down their log lines, and we're going to see if you can guess what movie they are.
I'm
Wow.
so excited
However,
about this. I can't even believe it.
gotta tell you, because it's me, I have inserted several that I wrote myself.
Okay.
Yep.
So first you must, determine if it's real. And if it is real, what movie it is. Or if it's fake, then take a stab at giving it a title.
Got it.
Oh, if it's fake, we get to give it a title?
Why not? I gave them titles, but you can probably do better than me. So let's see how we do. And I apologize if they're not fair. Like, to me, they seemed like obscure, harder movies. But
yeah,
Tommy might be like, everybody knows that. That's so easy, duh. So I don't know.
Probably not, because horror, everyone makes horror because it's not cast contingent. And so, like, it's a lot. There's so many movies that are horror movies compared to some other genres.
Right.
So we'll see.
Okay, so Tommy, we're going to start with you.
Hooray.
Because you got your trailer in after me.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a log line of a movie. You are going to tell me if it's real or fake and the title. Are we ready?
Ready.
After her friend Debbie's mysterious death, Lane finds an antique Ouija board and makes contact with a spirit that calls itself DZ. As strange events begin to occur, Lane and her friends find they will suffer the same fate as Debbie unless they close the portal they've opened.
Did you say the word Ouija in there?
I did.
Then I'm going to say false.
You say false.
I'm going to say it's fake.
I made that up.
Okay.
I did not make that up. That is a film in 2015 called Ouija.
Oh, I saw that movie. I thought, that got that bad reviews. Do you know what's really interesting about that movie? Nothing. But the sequel to it, Ouija Origin of Evil, is like one of my favorite horror movies.
Oh, that's weird that you would even see a sequel to a movie that was so bad, right?
Mike Flanagan. It's one of my favorite directors.
Oh.
We had this whole pattern where the first movies were terrible, and then second movies, like the second Annabelle movie was really good and stuff like that. So,
oh, I know you like the Annabelles. I've heard that.
I'm starting to play the game now. That was a practice run.
Practice run. All right. Krissy.
Yay.
An all-girls scavenger hunt gets out of control when a group of bachelorettes accidentally robs a bank.
All girls scavenger hunt. I've never heard of that movie, so I think I have to guess that it's a Mandy movie.
Oh, like you know all the movies from the 80s?
No, I don't. But I think I would see that if it was out, if it was about girls robbing a bank.
And what would the title be if I did, in fact, make it up, which I did?
Bridesmaid Bash.
That is lovely and acceptable. I called it Paint the Town Pink.
Ooh, I love that.
I love it.
Tommy, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm here to play.
All right. When 4 bodies are discovered, the only common factor shared by the victims is that each died exactly 48 hours after logging on to the same website.
True.
And what's it called?
It's called...
You don't really have to know that, but...
Kill Jeeves.
It's called Fear.com.
I've seen that movie too. I've got to get in the game.
Kill Jeeves, though, is my favorite.
Fear.com. I've seen that. Yeah, they're on a little ship. Okay.
All right. Are you ready, Krissy?
Yes.
The score? 1-1. An accident swaps the minds of a married older man and a teenager chasing his dream girl.
Is that Vice Versa?
No.
Oh.
Is that, but you think it's a real movie?
I do, called Vice Versa with Fred Savage and Judge Reinhold.
Yep.
It is a real movie, so I'll give you the point. It's Dream a Little Dream.
Oh my God, yes. I've seen that movie. It's got the Coreys in it, and they're
It sure does.
That's right.
Adorable, yes. He's got a broken leg in that movie.
Tommy.
I'm ready.
Heather Harrington has it all. Loving family, good friends, hot boyfriend, and a voice in her head telling her to kill them all.
Ooh, Heather Harrington. Very well written. I'm going to say true.
It is called Good Little Girl.
Oh.
And I made it up.
I love it.
I love writing log
Good work.
lines. It's like
You're really good
a
at
hobby. Hey,
Very good.
thanks, Krissy. All right. Foreign exchange student Isadora comes to stay with Mandy Peterson and her family in Ohio for a summer, turning their lives upside down when they find out she is a princess on the run.
Ooh.
I gotta try and remember too that these are bad movies.
Bad
Right.
movies.
I think it's true, and I don't know what it's called.
It is called Princess and the Petersons, and I made it up.
Yay! I love it.
All right, Tommy. Are you ready? We have 2 more for each of you.
I'm ready. So maybe the clue. Oh no, because Ouija had names, proper nouns in it too. Okay, go ahead. I'm trying to game Mandy. It's not working.
Go for it. You can try.
Okay.
Dana, her husband David, and their son Lucas move from the hustle and bustle of Brooklyn, New York, to a stately old manor in the quiet countryside. When she stumbles upon a secret room in the attic, Dana discovers the dark history of a family that lived there in the 19th century.
That sounds like every movie.
That's what it's called.
Every movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, what was that? Oh no, that was Winchester. 19th century. True, and it's called Look Out.
It is true. It is called The Disappointments Room.
Starring, do you know who's in that?
Duncan Joyner.
Duncan Joyner. He played this Mandy and Johnny's son in our movie 30 Nights.
Oh wow.
And when he came to set, and I was like, isn't this exciting? You're in a movie. He was like, my last mom was Kate Beckinsale. I was like, oh.
And that was The Disappointments Room.
Oh, what a downgrade, sweetie. I'm sorry. Now it's me. So yeah, but really, really bad reviews. Like really
bad reviews. That's the reason I didn't ever see it.
Bad. All right, Krissy.
Yes.
A country singer bets that she can turn the next person she sees into a Nashville-style crooner.
That's definitely a real movie. It's Rhinestone Cowboy?
So close, it's Rhinestone.
Rhinestone with Dolly Parton and Sylvester Stallone, right?
Yes, Krissy. Bonus points. I'm giving you 83 bonus points for that. Even though the movie came out in 84. So it's a weird number that I chose. Last one for you, Tommy.
I'm ready.
When a group of college friends make a calendar to raise money for their sorority, they start disappearing month by month.
Fake. I think it's fake, and if it was real, I think it's called Killer Calendar. I'm not very good at coming up with names.
It is fake, and I called it Delta Delta Die.
I love it.
Krissy, last one. Real or fake? A young extraterrestrial separated from its family and stranded on Earth finds friendship with a boy in a wheelchair.
That's Mac and Me.
Yo, bam.
Good work.
There we go. And we don't need the tiebreaker, but I'll give it to you guys anyway. Because Krissy won that 4-3.
Yes.
This is a TV network boss pits a wrestler called Zeus against a wrestler called Rip in a racial match.
In a racial match?
Real or fake? You can decide together.
What are the names again?
Zeus and Rip.
Rip, like rip a sheet of paper?
Yep.
Nothing, not a single part of that appeals to me.
No. Yeah.
I hate every part of it. I got nothing. I'm going to say, I'm going to say it has to be true.
Yeah.
My thinking is, Krissy, if we want to team up, that's just so many left field weird things.
Yeah.
And I'm not putting it past Mandy to be able to do that, but that one seems just too weird to be made up.
Agree. That's got to be something real, and it has to have a really weird name.
I think it should be called Ding Ding.
That is
Do they do that in-
1989's No Holds Barred, starring Hulk Hogan.
That's a real.
No Holds Barred. Isn't that? I thought that's about arm wrestling.
No, that's
No, that's Over the Top.
That's Over the Top. You're right. I'm thinking of Over the Top.
Yeah.
That's when I turn my hat around backwards and I feel like a truck.
Yeah. So
Good work, Mandy.
There you go.
And good work, Krissy. Well played.
Excellent. My favorite new game.
I saw almost all the movies and got it wrong. That's terribly embarrassing.
Now, here's a fun question. Tommy, would you have known any of Krissy's?
Rhinestone.
You knew Rhinestone. Krissy, did you
Yes,
know any of Tommy's? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
The end.
Oh, it's just Ouija.
You knew Ouija?
Just Ouija.
I don't know how to say it.
Over Ouija.
Ouija.
Because why I thought, because unless you get the rights to it, you have to call it Witchboard.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that movie with Tawny Katane.
Yep.
Uh-huh. I sure
Good
do.
game, Mando. You got us again.
Yep, I loved it.
I'm so glad it was fun, and it shows you I prepared a little bit. Okay. We are on to our list challenge, you guys.
Yay.
So, were either one of you on last week when this was chosen?
I was.
And so this topic that we did, scenes from movies that give you hope, can you tell us a little how that came to be?
Kyle thought of it, and
what a sweetheart.
I think it was sort of the opposite of movies you saw once and will never watch again.
Right.
We were bringing up so many horrible things, especially me, that I think he wanted to just turn it on its head. I can't remember if there was an exact moment about that, but it was definitely Kyle's idea. And I loved it because because we're wanting to be funny, it's usually a little bit more negative about stuff.
Right.
So this is the right time of year for this.
I couldn't agree more. I love Kyle is such a sweetheart. I love that he came up with this. And it's the scene that we're talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Scenes from movies that give you hope. Of course, what gives you more hope than music? I, of course, chose all musicals.
Yes.
Adoy.
Nice.
So, my number one choice is very fresh on my mind because I produce a cabaret in Los Angeles called Miscast. I choose all the songs. And in the last show, the finale song was from The Wiz, Brand New Day. And singing that song, Tommy Metz was on stage with me singing it.
Yep.
Was that not this like exhilarating, hopeful?
It was so much fun.
Exciting.
Yes.
Feeling song. And I haven't seen The Wiz in 1,000 years, but I have watched that scene because I was choosing that song. And you can't help but feel like we are all moving on to bigger and better things. And so I chose that song and that scene from The Wiz.
Perfect choice.
Thank you,
I love
sir.
It. Yeah, because I had no interest in seeing The Wiz after you brought that up as the closer, but I did watch that scene. Just that shit, because that song is a banger. Okay, so now me.
Yes.
For mine, I had picked something from this movie on the actual episode. And so I said, oh, what if it was this? And then it turned out that I was going to be in this episode. So I'm picking a different moment from the same movie. This movie gives me chills every time I see it. And I'm going to do a very small reading.
Oh, yes.
Very short.
Oh,
and let me
yes.
know if you can guess what it is. I think you will.
Okay.
They'll watch the game and it'll be as if they dipped themselves in magic waters. The memories will be so thick they'll have to brush them away from their faces. People will come, Ray.
People will come. Yes.
Field of Dreams. Oh, I forgot to say that because Mandy, you did all musicals. I picked all moments that when I watch the movie, I have to watch this moment again, like right away. Like I can't just keep watching the movie. And so I've watched the James Earl Jones speech. I have to watch it like 2 to 3 times.
I love it.
Really good.
Perfect pick.
Really good choice. I mean, that movie, chills. Like you said, chills. That's the first emotional response I have to that movie. I love it.
And to the reading that I did, I assume.
Yes.
You are even better than that half. If I can be honest, this is a safe space. Krissy,
all right.
Now you're required
Krissy.
to act out your movie.
Oh, okay. Excellent. So I picked movies that when I have myself cried when describing these scenes to other people because they were so moving to me. And
if
my
we could get her to
choice...
cry on this show, would that be a Sat Mat first?
Ooh.
I like that.
Let's do it.
We'll see. Yeah, I picked it. One of them almost always makes me cry talking about it, but it's not this one. My first pick was a scene from the end of Moana when she is slow motion walking towards Taka'a, who's really Te Fiti, and it's like this big scary monster that's just like raging at her and coming at her with all this like fire and smoke, and she just is slowly like saying like, I know who you are and this is not who you are, and she like gives her heart back, and she turns back into this like beautiful glowing giver of life. And I love that scene, and it gives me hope because you know, in the movie, Moana is so brave and so able to do things on her own. But in the bigger picture of like my daughter was just at the perfect age for that movie, and to see a Disney princess who didn't have to have a love story except for the love that she has for her people and her family, and to see
And
her
Hey
like
Hey.
and Hey Hey, of course, we all have to love Hey Hey. So that was my first pick.
Oh, I love that. And it's taking
I've still never seen
all my strength not to sing the song.
It's such a good song.
Right?
Maybe you
Lin-Manuel
should
Miranda.
Sing it. Sing it.
I've been standing at the edge of the water. Yeah.
Oh, someone did that in Miscast. That's right.
Yeah.
That younger kid did it. That's right. That's where I know that song from.
Yep.
Okay, good. Good choice. I should see that movie at some point.
It's great.
But she doesn't have a love interest?
Nope.
Pass. Mando.
Okay. So the next musical moment that gives me hope is smaller. I found myself, all the songs I was thinking of were gigantic production numbers, because those are the ones that get your blood pumping. So I thought, well, what like solo, what individual song? And I don't think there's anything more hopeful and charming and lovely than one of my very first crushes, Gene Kelly, Singing in the Rain.
Oh, yes.
Right?
That's wonderful.
Delightful.
And no one's asking, but I was always a Gene Kelly loyalist, not a Fred Astaire lover. I want that to be clear. My whole life, Kelly over Astaire.
Wow.
It's a bold stance. Come at me, America and parts of Canada.
For my second one, I love this part. And the thing I like maybe the most about it is a fairly extended sequence that takes place completely in silence.
Ooh.
And then a huge state fair's worth of people all erupt in crazy cheers. And he looks down at his little furry friend and says, "That'll do, pig." That'll do. It's the original Babe, certainly not Babe Pig in the City, which I want to punch in the face because that movie made me so upset. But I think Babe, I have to watch little Babe after he says, "Bahram, you," slowly, just in silence, bring all of the sheep into the thing and close the fence. It makes me so happy that someday I will also have that same effect on sheep.
How do you know you don't?
That's true.
You
I
might
have
be
not given it a
underestimating
try.
yourself.
Local man found dead in barn.
Oh, Tommy, you're so bad.
Nice.
Okay. I have no memory of Babe. I know I saw it, when it came out on Betamax or something, but I have no memory of it.
It's
pretty good.
I
Yep.
really love it.
All right. Well, you watch Moana, I'll watch Babe.
Yes.
Krissy.
It's me again. Okay. So I have a little mini theme in addition to my bigger theme, which is that 2 out of 3 of these movies are Disney movies. But this one is one that not that many people have seen, and I recommend it frequently, especially to adults who would probably not pick up this movie or decide to rent it. But I think everyone should see the movie Big Hero 6. And the best moment, I think, is when Baymax and Hero are trapped in a very, very perilous situation, and Baymax has to sacrifice himself in order to save Hero and the young woman they've come to rescue. And throughout the movie, his sort of catchphrase is, "Are you satisfied with your care?" And so he's just like standing there ready to like propel them back to safety. And he says, "Are you satisfied with your care?" And Hero has to say, "Yes, I'm satisfied with my care." And then they blast him out to safety. And it's just such a good, hopeful, but sad. It's that like hope through tears.
Bing Bong and Inside Out.
And it's great.
Bing Bong and Inside Out, which was not hopeful. That was just heartbreaking.
Oh, I thought it was hopeful because she gets to go rescue the Joy. But yeah, that's on my alternative list. That's number 6.
Well, whoa, you have a lot of hope over there. Yeah, that movie crushed me. And Tommy came to see it with my family, and Casey was 4, and he screamed out, "It's just too sad!" in the movie theater. And I love that moment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So nicely done. And Big Hero 6 was huge for us.
So good.
I want to see that again.
It was great. It's a fantastic movie, and we owned it and watched it and had action figures, and that was a big one in our house. All right. So the last musical is exactly that number that I was talking about. It's a finale. It's like the world is going to change from here on out. It's a massive song and dance number. I have also done it in miscast.
I know what it is.
Do you really?
My guess, does it have the word greatest in the title?
No.
Oh, I guessed wrong.
Even the title of the song is completely hopeful. From Hairspray, You Can't Stop the Beat.
I love that closer. That was so much fun. My last one, this is a switch because this one I cry every single time. It's not that great of a movie, but something about it, the ending makes me cry every single time. And I own it and I watch it. And then I watch this part all the time when he's there and it turns out that all of his students are grouped in the auditorium. And then the senator who he helped tutor invites him up to finally play his opus, his Mr. Holland's opus. And he breaks down and starts crying, but he was already crying when he walked into the gym, and it gets me every single time. So I love that because someday I want to be old and have to play something.
All right. I've never seen that movie.
It's not great, but I think I really like teaching movies. And I was big in the arts department and stuff. And so that always gets me.
All right.
The end.
Krissy.
So I just thought of another one. Tommy just gave me another idea for another one. Now I have 7.
Really?
So my third pick was something that is very special to me, based on an 80s movie. And it's just a really wonderful moment at the end of a very silly movie called Labyrinth. And it's the moment where she sort of stands up to David Bowie, who is like looking otherworldly with his high and wide hair and this coat that's made of like white fur. And she lets him know that through dangers untold and hardships unnumbered, she has fought her way to the castle inside the Goblin City, and he has no power over her.
Oh, empowering.
Never seen that one either.
I've never seen that one either. Isn't that weird? I know. Have you done it on your podcast? Krissy?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
because I was going to say I could come on. I just did. I already forgot what it's called. Beverly Hills Cop? Nope. Coming to America on Krissy's podcast.
Oh,
on Krissy's podcast, and
fun.
it was a very good time.
I'll
All
do
right.
it again if you'll come be a guest.
Okay, and just reread a transcript of everything you said.
Yeah.
Is that why your throat is sore? Because you were on Krissy's podcast?
Yep.
We do
And
shout. We shout everything.
We got in a huge fight.
All right. Really good lists. And we will have some alternates that we will discuss after the main show for our special members who want to hear extra fun, hopeful scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Do either of you have an idea for next week that I can turn down? Because I think I have a good one.
I do. I'm tired of this hope thing, so I think that it should be for next week. Worst pet deaths.
Oh, God. Oh, and Foster just jumped out the window.
Yeah, he did. I do not have one, so I would love to hear what you have.
Krissy, do you have any?
Maybe I don't know if we're sort of making a mixtape of scenes that make us feel something. Maybe there's something there of like scenes that I don't know.
That's right. We did anxiety.
Oh,
we did hope.
We did.
Well, my idea is a bit different
Perfect.
because we talked about Jason Blum and James Wan joining forces, and we talked about like powerhouse pairs. So maybe like films where two of the greatest stars join forces, and then we get to decide, like, do we want to say, and it failed miserably, or and it was like the greatest thing ever when those two powerhouses joined.
I love that.
I love it.
Two powerhouses.
I vote fail because I think it'll be more fun. Yeah, I vote fail because also that will take away, because it'll be really easy if we do win to just be like tons of really old classic movies. But if it's like Robert De Niro and Al Pacino in Righteous Kill, like that's a failure.
Did you just make that up, or is there a movie called Righteous Kill with those two?
There is.
Oh, well, that's off the table for next week. And who gets to do this? Because I think it's a fun, I mean, obviously it is a bit subjective, but we know these.
Kyle, Pete, and our very own Krissy.
Oh.
I just hit this so hard.
You just got surprised like a cartoon.
Yeah, I did. I didn't know it was me.
Boy, wow. Yeah, you're on with Pete and Kyle. At least that's what the schedule says.
Excellent. I can't wait
so
then.
Good work.
All right, great. So that'll be the list challenge, powerhouse pairs that failed. Should I say actor pairs?
Yes.
All right.
We did it.
We did it. Now I just need to say, don't forget, you can get longer and ad-free versions of the Saturday Matinee by becoming a supporting member of the Next Reel family of film podcasts. Visit thenextreel.com/membership to learn more. And if you're wondering what movies the Next Reel is going to be talking about in the coming weeks and months, you can visit our HQ page on Letterboxd, where you'll find a list of all the movies in the 2022 season. And while you're there, Letterboxd is offering a discount to anyone listening to The Next Reel. Just use the code NEXTREEL at checkout, and you can upgrade your Letterboxd account to Pro or Patron with a 20% off discount. That discount also works for renewals. Anything you guys want to talk about? When does this episode starring Tommy Metz drop for the Totally Awesome 80s podcast?
Pretty soon. It's going to be in the next couple of weeks. We did a little 2-part series on Eddie Murphy comedies from the 80s. So we did Beverly Hills Cop and Coming to America. I think it might come out on the 30th soon. So please listen
just
to
in
that.
time for Christmas.
Yeah, we're so excited to be on True Story FM now. We're going to have everybody on guests. We're going to get you on soon, Mandy. Think of some 80s movies that you love.
I'd be honored. I want to do Princess and the Petersons.
Yeah, please. I love that.
If you can find a copy, just send it to me on Betamax. Yeah. Excellent. And Tommy?
Coming up for me real soon is a lozenge.
Oh. Yeah.
But I am feeling better than I did this morning, so I'm definitely on the mend. So that's good.
Okay, good.
But this was wonderful. Thank you. A wonderful job hosting as always.
Oh, my pleasure. I do this every week with Mandy Fabian on our weekly podcast called The Man Cave. We're two best friends with nothing in common except our first names, and we debate and discuss and argue over basically everything under the sun, from movies and TV to music and life choices, and it's so much fun. So join us in the Man Cave, which you can find on True Story FM as well. Thank you for tuning in, everyone, and have a wonderful, safe, happy holiday.